Nope. What's up, you guys? James from James Reptiles, and as promised in today's video, we're going to be looking at literally every animal I have here in the room right now, and we're going to be talking about all the events coming up, animals coming and going, and just kind of talk about everything and show you all the animals. It'll be a whole animal room tour thing, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it. Alright, starting off in my bathroom with my fish tank. There's a, Siamese algae eater, rummy nose tetras, autosynclus, you can't see them, autosynclus, and then a couple corridors and some plecos I never see. And we come right out here, right by my bed, I have a couple things of breeding mice. And coming on down, sticking with the moving fast theme, because I do have a lot of animals, so it's a lot to cover. Oh, there it is. Asian forest scorpion. And is that... I don't know, what is that? Mold? A little bit of mold. A little bit of hairy, gross mold. Awesome. So I do have a couple of these guys. I'm not going to show you all of them because they all look the same. And then here in the kitchen we have my other fish tank with my guppies in it. And you see this big breeding box. This, I just put a female in and she had some babies. You can see them just like that. Hopefully that light's not too big of a glare for you. But a lot more survived once I put that in and just kind of used it. Of course it does, you know, it changes the dynamic of the tank a lot, but hopefully it works out and hopefully I can just start telling when the females are pregnant. Here we have one of the 12 baby Asian forest scorpions that I have left that I produced. I will be taking these to the show along with the adults. I hope to sell them all. It's just scorpions, they're not worth a lot, and I just kind of feed them and leave them alone. Not that I don't like them, but just not a breeding project I really want to work with. It's, you know, have taking up my time, if you will. To stick with the invertebrates, these are my crickets. I keep them in this just really tall tote down here. Superworms, I was breeding them for a little bit. It wasn't too much fun. I can get them really cheap, so I'm just kind of wait until I can feed those off. And then up here, all my crested gecko eggs. Bunch of show cups, my incubator that I did turn on recently. Let's start going through all my rack drawers. This is my het bell albino male leopard gecko. He's a bandit as well. And then my 3 jungle leopard geckos, babies that I got off a wholesale list. And you can see they're definitely jungly pattern. That one's almost even more of a hypo. But they're awesome. And slowly move down. My big boy, he's supposed to be het radar. So you might put him with a certain gecko you guys haven't seen yet. You'll see in a minute. And then down here, always chilling on top, is Malloy, my oldest reptile in the room. The real OG, I was super into leopard geckos, and I still kind of am. But I'm definitely more of a crested gecko person at the moment. Let me move this all the way down here. Right here, of course, Apex. My Black Knight Eclipse, possible Super Snow. To be proven out. And then my patternless whiteout fat tail male. This rack is all exclusively males. Even those 3 up top, those 3 jungles are males because that's what they send you when you order wholesale. It's a bunch of males. So let's pop this bad boy open and I'll show you Sherry's snake. This is a male ice tessera from Glenn Brooks, my buddy, and technically my boss. Sherry was super into it. It's purple. It's awesome. Glenn let me work it off, and just an awesome snake. It's a corn snake, obviously. Corn snakes are awesome. And I have many more. Oh, speaking of those, they are at my buddy Armando's house. They'll be cool till probably, he said April 1st. That seems really far. I know other people, Port City Pythons, breed corns, they're pulling theirs up like February 14th, Valentine's Day, something like that. So it seemed really far, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to get them in the cycle for next year. So, up next, Lefty and Righty, my two Tug Snows. They're each missing a hand. You can't see, I don't want to bug them too much, spend too much time on it. But they are, in fact, each missing one hand. Right there. And it looks like they're ovulating, which is awesome. I put Malloy in, so for normal Tug Snow, you have a chance of producing 100% Tug Snows, and you have a chance of producing 50%. It all depends. Tug Snow is a very strange gene compared to most. It all depends. And that is Diamond, a female fat tail I produced, and Steak Sauce. She was my original female, and the mother to that one. I sold a bunch of females this year. I actually oversold. I meant to keep them. This girl is just sick. I'm not really sure what's going on with her. Very skinny. She's never really eaten. It looks like she's been eating the last couple days. I've had her for months and months. Can't get her to eat. I'll even try assist feeding her and she throws it up. So sometimes that happens. You have a lot of animals. Stuff happens. It's out of your control. This girl is... I don't want to set that down. It's very heavy. This girl is a Blizzard female leopard gecko. Awesome coloration. Very purple. Hopefully she'll lay some eggs for me. I put her with Apex the Black Knight, so this is definitely a pair I want to happen. I want Black Knight. You know, if he's a Super Snow, I want Black Knight Snow double het Blizzard Eclipse. That would be just absolutely insane. Of course, it would be years before I could breed it out and see what it actually looks like. It'd be at least 2 years, but I think it'd be awesome. Produce some Black Knights, some super dark double head animals. Moving right along, this is my trio of just Bell albinos. They are related. One's under the paper towel. Nothing special. I got those from Trent for very cheap. And then this last drawer, you'll see right there. This is a tag from Geckos, etc. White and yellow Bell het radar, which just means head eclipse. It's a Bell with also head eclipse. So het radar means it will be Bell eclipse. Radar is just another name for a Bell eclipse animal. White and yellow is a gene. So the pairing was born August 15th. The pairing was white and yellow snow radar to white and yellow radar plus Bell het radar. So I got a Bell het radar, and I just brought this girl home today, and she doesn't seem to like me too much, but she's absolutely stunning. There will be pictures of her on my Instagram very shortly. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. It looks super white, but she is super white, so yeah, she's awesome. She'll be an awesome breeding project for this next year. I want to get either some more white and yellow radars or some white and yellow Bell het radars, possibly snows. Hard to tell. There's not. It's such a. There's so many. There's not so many. It's four. There's four. There's up to 4 genes in that animal. So to find the right combination, that's perfect tail, no underbite, has all its toes, the right age, another female, and possibly a male in the future. It's just hard. It's hard to find that, and they are not the cheapest thing because of all the genes in there. But moving right along, my 2 red-eyed tree frogs that I picked up off the wholesale list. I don't want to disturb them too much. They are very beautiful, but frogs scare me because I'm just not good with amphibians. And in this tub, we have a male Dalmatian crested gecko. I'm either going to use him this coming season as he gets bigger. He has a lot more spots than the male I'm using currently. If I don't end up using him, I'll end up purchasing a really nice male just to make sure I produce the best of the best, because if you're not producing the best of the best, no one's going to want to buy it. And if no one's going to buy it, then what's the point of doing it? So you might as well just buy the best of the best so you can produce the best of the best. Moving on to this big rack up here. Dubia. TJ the ball python, who I might be selling at the show. Stay tuned. Steve the ball python likes to flip his bowl. Dubia. Hissing cockroaches.
hissing cockroaches.
I love them, but I hate them. Over here we have some snakes I'm raising up. First one here is a het albino California king snake, beautiful female with a dot dash pattern. Many of you may remember I did have a stunning albino female, and I might end up having to pick up another one. We'll see. Probably not, but you never know. She was stunning. She was a year old. She ate like crazy. She looked like she was almost an adult at a year old. She just loved to eat. And I sold her at the Sacramento Reptile Show to a gentleman who offered me a very nice amount of money for her. And I couldn't pass it up. And now I'm like, well, shoot. I should have passed it up. And then right here is the male who's also het albino. So give him a couple years. I'll produce some albinos. Hold back, probably a pair, if not 2 females, and just sell the rest off and just keep making them. And then once I get the albinos, I can do something with the hets. I can't sell the hets, even if they are hets in the state of California, unfortunately. And then in here is Esmeralda. I don't want to disrupt her too much, but I'm going to. I've been trying to handle her and get her used to me. I want to be able to take her to shows when she's super big and just kind of hang out with her in front of people and not worry about her. She is my Vietnamese Blue Beauty rat snake female. One of my favorite snakes for sure of all time. In fact, currently they are. And it's just awesome getting to know this snake. And, I'm used to corn snakes and king snakes that are super simple aspen, water dish, hide. Whereas this, there's a little bit of humidity involved and understanding all of that and watching her sheds and, not getting the tub too humid. So that's always really fun. And I need to pick up a male for that too. That's something that's definitely happening this year because snakes, if you don't know, females will take 3 to 4, males will take 2 to 3 years to raise up. So I can have the female a year earlier and then purchase the male and still be fine. This here is my tomato frog. He does not have a name, or she, I don't know the gender. I did buy 2 off the wholesale list purposely to take to the show to sell. I already sold one to a coworker, and this is my remaining one. So I know I want to keep him because he's cute and adorable, but I'm going to end up taking him to the show and make a nice little profit off of that for keeping him alive. And then if I do keep him alive, I'll consider purchasing some more next time. Corn snakes that I have at Mondo's house include a pair of reverse Okeetees and then a pair of I always forget their morph. They're like striped caramel email something not important. Up here is just a normal California king snake I bought when I was first getting into my animals, and he's just chilling. I'm just gonna keep him. And in this tub, I'm not gonna bring her down, but you can see her way in the back. This is Nestle. She's my chocolate face California king snake. She is old and has some rat bite damage and loves to not eat for me. This right here is just an Eclipse female. Trent purchased her recently in hopes that my Black Knight could go to her because he has a Black Knight Eclipse, so we could make some really dark still Eclipses, keep that gene in there, make them really dark, and hopefully, if we produce some, awesome. We'll split the eggs up. We'll split the babies. That would, just more babies for me. So awesome. If it works, it works. She's in this tub right now, just cooling, and we'll keep her in here for a couple months. And after that, we'll put her in with my male. Hopefully, my male's still going at that time, and hopefully, she gets nice and cold. So backing up here, real quick, getting a full view of the room. There's all my stuff, my totes, my racks, and then you come over here, crested gecko rack, and then this new rack. And so this right here is a Vivarium Electronics I80 is this tub size. They're not super big. They're perfect for holding baby geckos for not very long, or baby corn snakes when I get to that, maybe even baby king snakes. I'm not really sure how small baby king snakes come out, but it'll be perfect for that because I don't really plan on plugging this in unless I go to put leopards in it. But I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm going to try to not even have to plug it in because I would have to run the cord behind all this, all over there to where my helix is, or just get another proportional thermostat, which I don't want to do because they're not the cheapest things in the world. Up here, I keep all my corn snakes that aren't there right now. This is my little crested gecko food area because crested geckos have to be fed more often than most animals, and they're just kind of the main thing I work with, so I keep everything right there. Alright, last section is all my crested geckos besides the one that I showed you guys. In this tank, we should have this girl, Tegan. She produces pretty good for me. Paradise, there she is. So she's got some nice spots on her. She's definitely breeding size. I introduced the male a couple times. Hopefully it kind of gets her in the mood and gets her start laying, and she'll start putting on fat reserves and hopefully starts laying some eggs. Moving on, right over here, my gargoyles, my pair. They like to hang out towards the bottom, I've noticed. So this is the female, very large and very kind of bland in coloring, a little bit of red undertones. And right here with the nice red stripe is the male. I'll put him right on that branch. He is absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to get some babies from this guy and her and pick out some nice ones to keep. Always got to make sure you keep stuff. You want to expand your breeding stock and rotate old breeders in for newer, nicer stuff. So if you hatch something that's nicer, you want to keep it, and then you can produce nicer stuff. This tank has two very small geckos. Here is one of them right now. This is my lily white, Whitey Hooten. Very nice. Can't wait for this guy to get super big. Make some good money off of those babies. And somewhere in here is another little gecko. So this right here is just a little female Dalmatian. Nice Dalmatian, nice colors, growing really nice. Lost her tail, so I figured, you know what? Why not just keep this girl, and she'll make a nice replacement for one of my breeders that has no Dalmatian spots, because I do want to produce Dalmatians. That's what I like the best. That's what I want to work with. There's some other stuff I'm going for, some different lines I'm going to try, but we're starting with Dalmatian and Lily White. And in this last tank, I've got 3 geckos, actually. This is Bella, my oldest, biggest female. Awesome producer, awesome, makes beautiful babies. And somewhere deep in the foliage, there are 2 more geckos. So this right here is Sarah. She's produced a couple of clutches for me. She's nothing special though. I mean, obviously, love her just the same, but yeah. Where is my male? So this is my male skipper. Amazing head structure, almost full pinstripe. I don't know if that's showing up very well. He's amazing, super light gray, and produces like crazy. So let's just jump into some babies and we'll finish this off. Finally, I know it's a very long video, but something I do want to do all the time, not all the time, but you know, every month or two, just kind of give you a summary of everything that's going on and all the animals. Because I am a breeder and I do rotate a lot of stock and bring things in just to sell them. So these two babies I produced, there's a full pinstripe I might end up keeping, and there's a partial. And I say might, I probably won't, just because I'd rather have the money than the gecko. I don't really have space for a pinstripe project right this second. And this tub is just a little trio I purchased. See a nice dark red one, super light gray, and then a tan. Just a little group I purchased to sell. Nothing more than to fill a table at the show. And this girl, I produced her. She's very light color. Oh, she's running with some nice little speckles on her. Very different from what you would consider an ink blot, which is, lots of big blotchy spots. I end up producing a lot of really speckled animals, which I do enjoy, but it makes them not look as good on camera. Here is Race Car, a nice pinstripe. He gets really red and black male. Very nice. I'm hoping to keep him to be a male for a new project, and I'll have 2 projects going at that point. Really what's stopping that is just setting up some more tanks on this new rack, but I don't really want to do that yet. I don't want to commit to just keeping cresteds on that rack. And in here we have Fellow, the second gecko I ever produced. Of course I sold the first one. This is the second, and he's just a very jumpy male. Nothing special looks wise. Eats like a charm. Here we have what I assume is a male. I'm trying to flip him over. Yeah, definitely going to be a male. Fires up nice and orange. Couple little spots. I'll take it to the show, or it might actually be on Morph Market as well. No plans on keeping that animal, just because I have my orange male picked out. Gotta figure out what I'm going to breed him to pick up at least one nice orange female, so I'm not just making some browns for now. And then this little girl, Cherry. Cherry comes from a female that I purchased and gave to a friend because I didn't have room. And I said, you can have her and just give me one of the offspring. Because I had a lot of the time, I'd actually bought a bunch of adults and just didn't have room for that last female. This is Arenas. Just a random little gecko I produced, just hanging around. Nothing too special, pretty nice light color. And then last but not least, the last animal in the room. This is a gecko that's actually already sold. I'm just waiting on the weather to ship. And some nice speckling. I'm not sure if that picks up on camera, but when he fires up, he's a nice orange red with lots of speckling, and there's some red speckles, there's some oil spots, there's some Dalmatian spots, and pretty active, this little guy. So those are all the animals in the room. Alright, so that's going to wrap up all the animals in the room and the tour for today. Like I said, there's a lot going on with this and figuring out exactly what I want to do with it. This box is all supplies for the show. That corner is all supplies for the show. A lot of stuff's always changing and always moving around, and animals are always coming and going, and a lot's going on, so I like to keep you guys updated. I am doing the Daily City show, I am doing the Lodi show. Pardon me. I am doing the Pleasanton show, and then up comes 2 San Jose shows. I haven't decided if I want to do one, if I want to do both. It's up in the air right now, but for now, doing the Daily City, the Cow Palace show. So if you guys want to see lots of videos about that, prepping for that, stay tuned. That'll be coming up in 2.5, 3 weeks, short time. It'll move really fast, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that really helps out. Hit the Instagram, hit up the Instagram, hit up the Facebook, hit up the Twitter, and I'll see you in a couple days.